This lesson is going to be about, we're going to go through the challenge solution and we're going to be beginning conditional statements. So right now, let's go through the solution. So can everyone just open up where they started doing it? So I'll just open up the project that we're starting it on. And let me just share my screen again. So, okay. Can I again open this up? So first thing, so I think everyone's opened it. So the first thing that we said was, let me just do something. I'll just put this thing on the side so we can see that as well. So, and just do this. I'll just put the steps on the side. Or instead, I have a good idea. I can copy it and I can comment it. So let me just do this. Let me share my screen again. Sorry, I switched off. Okay, so I'll make a new file and I'll name it calculator challenge. Let me type. Yeah. Just paste this, and I'll just comment all of this so we can view it. Okay. So now that everything's commented, we can begin to go through the thing. So we've done the first step. We've made a file and we've called it calculator challenge in the original project. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to greet the user and explain to them what the program is about. So the obvious way to do this would be to make a print statement and then say, hello, welcome to the calculator challenge.
You can obviously change this text to anything as you want, but since we just you can change it according to your wish. We're just putting it. Yeah, you come.
For the yeah, so I'll just continue. Thanks, Abel, for that. So I'll just take any random operator now. I guess we can just do multiplication on two numbers that you will provide.
I have a question.
Yeah, Dua.
If you wanted to make multiple operations, will you do the same thing?
Dua, it's actually a little bit different, and we're going to be discussing something that will help because that will help to actually achieve that. And we're actually going to be giving you homework to make in multiple types, and we'll teach you how to do that in today's class because it's conditional statements, so on certain conditions, and we're going to be discussing those today.
Okay.
So we'll be performing multiplication on two numbers you will provide. So we've read them. First, the second step is complete. So right now, we need to use two inputs and ask them for two numbers, which we'll be performing operations on. So, and as it says in the brackets, make sure the input can only be integers. So first of all, we'll make an input. We'll make it int input, and then we'll add some. We'll make it a question. So what? Provide a number. Simple enough, it's clear, so we provide a number. Now it says two inputs, so we can just copy this, paste it in the next line, and we can provide another number. Simple enough. So that's the third step done. As the fourth step says, store the two inputs as variables. So we can name the variables, we name them simple, x, and we name them y. So let's
Here comes interfere over here. Now, just one thing. Normally, like one thing that you should always do while programming is you should keep the names of the variables relevant to what the value you're storing them in. For that's so that'll come in use when you're actually writing more complex programs, since you have a lot of variables, and to actually remember each of them would be a really hard task if you keep them random names. That's why you should always keep them. You should always have some related name to what the value is storing. So in this case, you're writing x and y is fine since you're the only two variables. But then in more complex programs, you could have written them as number one or num1. and num2.
But so adding on to that, in this case, it is still kind of relevant because x is normally used in algebra as an unknown number, x and y, so it still kind of remains relevant, yes. But what Sabal is saying, num1 and 2, if you have a large amount of numbers, that could help to make it a little bit more neat. By the way, Navneet and Debanjana, can you please switch on your cameras? Debanjana, can you switch on your camera, or is it not working? Okay, that's great. So right now, till now, let's just do a quick progress check what we've done. So what we've done is we put a print statement where we've greeted the user and told them what the score is about. Simple enough. Then we made two variables called x and y, to which we've assigned two inputs, and we asked them for a number. So now in the fifth step, what we're going to do is once the input has been taken, we're going to perform the chosen operation. So this is extremely simple. For now, what we can do here is we can make a variable called z, and since the operation is multiplication, we do x star y. Simple enough. Does everyone understand this? Does anyone have any questions till now?
Can you repeat the z equals to x?
Okay.
Y.
So since the so first of all, we'll make another variable, right? Named z, where we perform the operation. And here, what we can do is we're making x times y as a variable. So if we print out z here, what it'll print out is the value of x multiplied by y. Does that answer your question?
Yeah.
Okay. So now we've performed the operation. Let's go on to the last step. Now here we're going to print out the final result. Once this operation has been performed, we need to tell the user what the result is. So first we'll use a print statement, right? So we'll use print, then we'll say the numbers you entered. Here here's a blank, and this is a symbol that we need to use, concatenation. So as you can see here, as it says in the main step, using concatenation. So here what we can do is we write the numbers you entered, and if you remember from concatenation, you leave the double quotes, you put a space, comma, and then here you write out the variable. So the first variable that they entered was x, right? So then we can end it and we can go on to the next thing, and then they added another variable known as y. So we can print out the value of y. So let's do that. Simple enough. So as you can see here, we've succeeded in the first part of the last step. We've entered
One thing, after entered, you forgot to write the word. Just wrote numbers entered. The numbers entered word.
Thank you, Savat. So okay. So you can see here, we using concatenation as a step states we've printed out the two numbers. Now the last step again utilizes concatenation. So we'll add another print statement, which is print. Then, oh sorry, just misspelling. Then when you, in this case, it's not concatenation, it's just that you put in the chosen operation that you use. In this case, you use multiplication. So when you multiply them together, you multiply them together, you get, and here's the final bit of concatenation, and the last thing you need to do in the code, you put a comma, oh sorry, you put a comma, and you print out z, since z is a variable that multiplies x and y. Now there's one other way you can do this as well. Rather than creating a variable z, let's just comment this out. What you can do is you can just directly use this here. Now, this is useful in certain cases, but say if you have to print out the value of z multiple times, then it's just more efficient to create a variable. So we can do this as well. And that's the code. Let's run it just to verify that it works. So it'll run. Everyone can see this, right?
Yes.
So it'll ask us to provide a number. As you can see, it's printed this. Hello, welcome to the calculator charge. So right now, let's just take a number, say 10. And then we multiply it by 5. As you said, the numbers you entered were 10 and 5. When you multiply them together, you get 50. So as you can see, the code works. And so has everyone gotten it like that, or does anyone, done something different that you want to tell us
I
about?
got the same.
Okay, Navneet?
Yeah.
Okay, Navneet and Devanjana, can you just upload what you've done and on the website? And there was a coding challenge forum. And Navneet, can you just enter your final code, or do you have any?
Okay. Yeah, I will.
Did you do anything differently, or did you get it the same?
It's the same thing.
That's great. Devanjana, just a question: till where had you completed?
So I have a doubt.
Just
I have a doubt.
second, Navneet. Devanjana, can you just continue? We'll get back to Navneet.
Can you repeat it, please?
Till which part have you completed?
I basically, I wasn't able to attend the last class on Thursday.
And I'm sorry, I uploaded the video a little bit late. It's slipped my mind.
Yeah.
So did you?
So I watched it till there, but I think it must have slipped, my mind to upload it. We have to upload it on the website, right?
Yes.
It's fine if you didn't complete it since I did send a bit. My apologies. So I made a post called Coding Challenge. Do you know how to upload it, like using the code snippet feature?
No, I don't.
Okay, so when you type in a comment, there should be a bunch of options.
You could just share your screen and.
Okay, sure, I can do that. Let me just share my screen and then I can show you what to do. So share the website. Okay, so as you can see here, when you come here, you can write a comment to the main post. And as you can see, there's a bunch of options here. What you need to do is click the code snippet option. It'll take a second to load. And then you can just paste your code in here and publish it. And then it'll maintain the formatting and everything. Okay, so I think that'll be it for the coding challenge. So everyone just keep this file safe because we'll be using it later today. Just
I have a doubt.
yeah, Navneet? Yeah, sorry, I forgot. Yeah. Can you ask?
Yeah. So the doubt is, should I give the result also? Like,
No.
should I just give the code?
Just the code.
Should I give the result?
Yeah, just the code.
Just the code.
Okay. Thank you.
So Debanjana and Navneet, you can just upload it. And now I guess we can begin the next part of the lesson. So for right now, what we're going to be covering if-else statements. So once everyone uploads it, can you just make? Wait, let me just share my screen. Okay. So can everyone, once you've uploaded it, can you just tell us when you've uploaded it to the website?
Yeah, just raise your hand.
I'm just loading. 1 minute.
I uploaded it yesterday.
Yes, Dua.
I saw that. Navneet, just keep in mind, you don't need to, whoever, Navneet and Devanja, you don't need to just type the whole code. You can just copy it and paste it.
Did you see? No. 1 minute.
Let me just check.
Like, it will come in a moment, I guess.
I haven't seen it yet, but yeah, it'll probably come in a second. I think you guys can just upload it because for like a couple of minutes, we're just going to be discussing theory and then we can just see it later.
What about now?
I don't think it's uploaded.
Navneet,
It's uploaded.
Oh, okay, yeah, I see it. It's here.
Okay.
Perfect.
Thank you.
Okay.
Akam, I am not able to find it.
I see it. It's fine. It's perfect. Debanjana, you can just upload it later in case you're having any technical difficulties.
Yeah, I got it.
Yeah, okay. So what I want everyone to do is I want everyone to open Python, and then we'll create a new project. So can everyone just open Python? Debanjana, you haven't been having any technical difficulties, right, over the past couple of days? Has Python been working fine for you?
Yes, perfectly fine.
Okay. So right now, I think everyone's open Python. Let's make a file and we'll call it if else, since that's what we're going to be discussing now. Just check the project interpreter and check if it's working.
Can you please repeat that? Like what the
Just make a new project. Just make a new project named conditionals. Ekam, just make it name it conditionals.
I think, okay, yeah, maybe we can next class use the same file. So let's name it conditions. That's a better idea. Okay, so let's create the file. And let me just share my screen again. Everyone's created the project, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so let's just open this up and let's wait for it to load.
Please, can you please repeat the file's name?
I'll put in the chat.
Its name it's conditionals.
I'll put in the chat.
Okay, thank you.
Good.
Yeah.
So I think everyone's made the project. No one's having any problems, right? I think everyone's okay. So let's just make a new file in this and we'll name it if else. Oh, sorry. Yeah, so let's name our file and if underscore else. So can everyone just write this if underscore else? So I'll just create the file and once everyone's made it, we can begin.
Okay. So before I start on with if else, does anyone know what an if else statement is? Okay, yeah. So so an if else statement is when basically you want to define a condition to actually do something. For example, so it's like if a certain condition is true, then you do this, or else if it's not true, then you do this. It's somewhat like that. So a bit.
Basically in the words in itself, if this is true, you do this, else like in another condition where it isn't true, then you can do this. So it's quite simple, and as you get on to learn it, you will understand more. So some
example I can give.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So you can say if so the syntax for an if else statement is quite simple, as its name suggests, it is if else. So if you can see the blue, the orange color, meaning that it's a keyword, then you can say if.
Yeah, now we can define the statement.
Yeah, so I define a variable named my name, and I set that to Sabad, since that's my name. Now I do if my name.
Okay, so right now I think before we just do this, I think we should quickly learn a few of the operators and conditional operators that we'll be using. So so there's a bunch of operators you can use to define certain conditions. So can someone maybe tell me what would be like some of the inequalities or equalities that we might use, some conditional operators? Does anyone maybe have any ideas?
Can you repeat?
So right now, we'll just be going through some of the basic operators which we use to define a certain condition. So Dua, maybe do you want to give me any examples of certain operators, conditional operators? So in a certain condition, what could that condition be? Say we have two numbers. What condition could there be between the two numbers? Maybe a basic relationship. Does anyone have any idea on maybe what they could be? Dua, Debanjana, Navneet. Okay, so let's say, so we have two numbers, 5 and 3. Can someone tell
You
me?
can do the OR operator and I can do the AND operator, okay?
No, I think you can just do the function. Okay, we'll see that later. We'll see that later. So let's think about this for a second. We have two numbers. Let's just do it. I'll do this for a second. So say I have a number or equals 5, and then I have a number 2, and I'll name it 3. Now in this case, let's see what's the basic relationship between 3 and 5. Obviously, 5 is greater than 3, right? So what we can do here is we can do a certain condition so that if, so what we can do is if a certain condition is true, say if 5 is greater than 3, we can do something, right? So the conditional operator in this case is greater than. Greater than is one of the operators. Then say what if we were okay with 3 also being, sorry, if we're okay with 5 also being greater than, so equal to, if we're okay with number also being equal to 2, right? So say in certain cases, if you're fine with the number being greater than a number and also being the same value as another number, yet you still want something to happen, you can use greater than equal to. So obviously, as you see them actually used, as Sabad will do in a couple of minutes, you'll understand them easier. But most of these are quite simple. It's in the name. So there's greater than if a number is greater than another number, greater than equal to if a number is greater than or equal to another number. Then we can have the opposite as well. We can have less than, and we can have less than equal to. So then obviously say you have two things that are the same, right? If only in a perfect condition where the two numbers are exactly the same, we want something to happen. Then rather than writing equal to, we write equal to equal to. So equal to, obviously, as you guys know, you use equal to in a variable, right? When you're defining a variable, x is equal to say 3. But if it's a conditional statement, right? If you want to check if x is equal to a certain value, in that scenario you use equal to equal to. So is everyone getting the hang of it? I know I'm going a bit fast, but that's because Sabad will be using them a bit later and you will get a better understanding of them. So does anyone have any questions about these? There's just one more that I need to explain. I think everyone's understood. Then say if two values are not the same, yeah. So Dua, I think.
Can you like repeat when like the double equals to comes?
Okay, so say you use a regular equal to multiple times, right? Say you're defining a variable, like literally right here. Number is equal to 5. If you use an equal to sign, Python considers things that you say define a variable, right? So that's why, to avoid those kinds of errors, in a conditional statement where you want the two numbers or the two things to be keep in mind that equal to can also apply to strings. So if you want want something to happen, if these two values are the same, then you use an equal to sign rather than just a single one. Does that answer your question, Dua?
Yeah.
And say you don't mind if the number is greater than or less than, but it just should not be equal, then you can use the not equal to sign, which is an exclamation mark and an equal sign. So does everyone just maybe want me to write these so you can take it down? I think I can put all of them in the chat, or I can just comment. Yeah, I'll put everything in the chat. So I'll just do that very quickly.
You said that this we can use like in the starting when I asked that I asked that how can you make more than one operations? How is this related? Like how can we make?
Yeah, so Dua, right now, this is just something you need to know while using if-else statements. And we'll actually, once we explain using if-else statements, maybe you'll get a better idea. In case not, we can, explain it to you exactly how you would go about that. So this is just some of the prior information you will need to know when doing an if-else statement. Okay. So I'll just write all of them in the chat and then submit them here onto if-else statements. So we have greater than, we have less than, greater than, equal to, greater than, equal to, less than, equal to, equal to, equal to. So can everyone just copy these down and write down the definitions of them really quick? Just in a couple of words, just like say what they mean.
In just 2 minutes. Okay, so I'll first there are I think 2 more operators which we
One thing, but I think you should cover them after you cover the syntax, since I think that just might.
so there are 2 other operators and I'll be covering them after we go through these examples as Ekam has just.
Yeah, let me just give you. So as you can see here, we've created 2 numbers, 2 variables that assign to different numbers. So maybe you can use this to explain the syntax of if-else statements.
Okay, so the if-else statement is really simple. So yes, Dua.
You're raising your hand. Do you have?
I did not understand what that exclamation mark and equal to sign means.
That means it's not equal to.
Okay.
Okay, so Sabad.
It come automatically or we have to do it?
What do you mean? Like?
Okay, I got it.
No, this is just like I'm just writing them down, but in Python, this is how Python understands them. That's what you guys need to write down now, how Python understands them. Just answer your question.
Yeah.
I'm sorry if we're just going a little bit fast. In case you just want us to slow down, you can just ask us.
So it's really simple. The syntax is really simple. So you just type if, and then you type the condition. So
it's 5 o'clock.
Then you just type the condition. Now in this case, so we'll first start with the greater than. So if we say if number is greater than number 2, then you put a colon and you press enter. So take you to the next line. So basically over here what's happening is that it says, if you're writing if number is greater than number 2, then you want to do something, so you can say print
something. So yeah. As you can see here, Sabad, can you just delete this small code, just the print statement? Yeah. So yeah, and can you
indentation?
So as you can see, there's an indentation there. So that basically means like a space, and that if that happens, then you know you've put the syntax properly. Somebody can continue.
Yeah. So like Python basically relies on indentation. Like unlike many other programming languages which use braces, Python relies on indentation to. So indentation, as Ekam just rightly explained, is just a tab. So you just tab and then it'll take place. So now if you press, I'm typing. So in PyCharm, it automatically indents your code. So as you can I'm not able to type.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
You can see.
So
Yeah. Okay. Sabad, you can explain it.
yeah. So as you can see, when I press enter after the semicolon, so the semicolon is basically an indicator that the condition has ended, and you want to write a then statement. Basically, we want to write, you want to do something. So you write, in this case, we want to print
We can say greater than, I guess.
greater.
Okay. So first part.
Yeah, so I'll just,
So if we run this, yes, Sabad, you can run this. As you guys can see, it'll print greater. So this is a sign that a if-else statement is working perfectly.
now,
What's okay? Yeah, Sabad.
sorry. So if you don't have the indentation, then
It'll
it will not actually print anything, but it will print something. But then, yeah, it will still print this, but then it'll print this anyways. Wait,
So
so
actually, I don't think the code will run because as you can see here, it says print and it's saying indent expected, which means that there's so this is just this. If you run this, the code I'm fairly sure is not going to print exactly. It's saying expected an indented block. So the indentation is extremely important.
yeah.
Everyone understand till now? Does anyone have any questions? Okay, I think everyone's good. Sabad, you can get on to elif statements maybe.
Okay.
Oh.
So do you still want me to? Do you want me to show like the other operators, such as less than, greater than, equal to, less than, equal to, double, equal to, not equal to?
For now,
I'll,
let's just cover elif statements, and then you can just get back to that in this code only.
okay. Okay. So now, for example, this this function, it does not actually meet your requirement. What I mean by that, oops.
So say you also want to print out something else if the value is lesser than, right? So what do you do in that case?
Or if you want to provide an alternate condition. For example, if so since we already know this will be true, so I'll just make, so this code will have to be on. For example, I've make this, if number is less than number 2, then now then it should print greater. But then since 3 is not, since 5 is not less than number 2, basic, or 5 is not less than 3, so this will not actually run. So in this case, you want to provide an alternate condition. You can say so this will be
In that case, you use elif statements.
I have made that less than.
No, I think we should keep it greater than, and then we can use an elif statement that talks about less than.
Then the elif statement won't actually run.
No, we can just change the value of the variables because it prints out greater. So we just change the value of the variables. If
Okay,
that's
yeah.
fine. Yeah. Okay. So Sawad. So elif statements formatting is the same. The syntax is the same. Sawad.
See, so if you want to provide an alternate condition, you write it as elif. So it stands for else if, but then it's a shorter version, short form to write else if. So you write elif.
Yeah, you should be able to type that. So elif, and then the same syntax. You put the condition.
So you write number is less than number 2, and then you put a colon and then type print less than.
And just to prove that this works, so maybe you can change the value of the variables.
Yeah, so I'll make this 2.
Yeah, so as you can see here, so maybe you want to explain how this works.
Okay, so in this case, so how this actually works, so it first goes to the if statement and it checks for the condition. So in the number is greater than number 2. So it basically checks if 2 is greater than 3. Now, since this is false, it goes on to the next condition, which is elif. Now, in this case, you've written 2 number is less than number 2, which is 2 is less than 3, and that is true. So it goes on and tries to tries to find what you have actually written to actually execute if this condition is true. And in this case, it's print lesser. So it should print lesser. Now let's go ahead and run this. Yes, as you can see, it prints lesser.
So, okay. Now say we have a condition where none of the statements are met, right? For example, in this case, let's just change the value of the variable. It doesn't actually meet any of the conditions that we want, right? So right now, the number can be greater than or less than. But what if we want another condition, right? What if we say at any default condition, right? So in that case, you use an else statement, which occurs when none of the values are met. Sabat, do you just want to take them through the syntax of that? It's quite simple.
Dua, so if you've read, Dua, no. So if you've written it, so it's not a wrong statement. So in many programs, you want to so you have like in some programs in complex programs, you want to specify multiple conditions. So in this case, if you don't, for example, you take an input from the user for two numbers, okay, number 1 and number 2 in this case. And same. While I comes do that, I'll just explain. So you take an input from the user, and so you don't exactly know what the number is. So, and you want to, so the program is you want to print out if the first number entered is greater than the second number or not. Okay. So in this case, what you will do, since you don't know the values also, so you will use the if-else statement, which is this. So you will compare it. You compare the first number to the second number. Now, if it's greater, then you print out greater. If it's lesser, then you print out lesser. And if none of these two conditions match, as we were about to explain, you set up a default condition or a condition that will run if none of your conditions match, which is the else statement. Thank you, Ekam, for typing that out. So how you do that is...
Oh, sorry, Debanjana, I think you're asking something. Dua, maybe I heard someone. Was anyone asking something?
Yeah, I just said thank you.
Oh, okay. So Sabal just.
For example, now for else. Now else is the default. It's like a default condition, and it will run if all of the conditions that you've written don't match. Then this condition will run. Now since it's a default condition, you don't actually have to write a particular condition that it has to satisfy. So you directly put the colon, and then you type whatever you want to. So in this case, it will be equal to.
Since if it's not greater or lesser, then it can only be one possibility. So Sawad, I think you can maybe test this out. Or does anyone have any questions on this? Debanjana, are you raising your hand? I can't tell. Okay, I think everyone's understood this. So it's great.
Can I just note this down?
Yeah, sure.
Did someone just give me a random number?
7.
Okay.
Then just to check the else statement, we can put another 7. Maybe.
And 7.
As you can see, it'll say equal. And if we put a value greater or lesser, it'll show the corresponding thing.
Yeah.
So this is clear with everyone. And now, Sabah, do you maybe want to take them through how you can use this in the calculator challenge, maybe?
Yeah. Okay.
So what you can do here is just make another file called if else practice.
One.
Inside conditions, maybe. Sabah, I think you're muted, maybe. Yeah, you're muted.
Yeah, sorry about that.
So let's just make another file and let's name it if else example, since that is what it is. By the way, everyone just note this down and just remember to make this file.
You can put your space on the chat.
The name of the file?
No, the program which is written.
Thing is, it won't come up with any other formatting, I'm fairly sure. Normally,
yeah.
Zoom. No, it actually does. Never mind. So everyone just make a file called if else practice. So I think we just wait for everyone. Sabah, do you want me to take through this, or do you want?
As you feel like.
I think you can do it, and I'll just, or maybe you can just type and I'll explain. You can just say something and I'll explain how it works. Maybe you can write something.
So, okay, so has everyone finished?
I'll just quickly. I think I'll just sorry, just 1 second. I'll just take someone's code that we can use. I'll just take minutes. Okay, so I'll just copy that.
I'm done.
Okay, Dua, did you make the new file?
I'm making.
Okay, so so let's just change up a bit of stuff just so it can be multiple operations. Okay, so I think everyone's made a new file. Has everyone made it?
Yeah.
Okay, everyone's made a new file. That's great. So okay, so the objective here, as Dua said at the start of the video, sorry, at the start of the meeting, is how do you make it so that you can use multiple operations, right? So for example, a calculator, there's no point if you can just do one calculation. You want it to do multiple. And so in this case, we will be using if-else statements to achieve that. So Sabad, maybe you can just write something down and I can explain how it works. Yeah, just 1 second. Let me just delete this part. So, okay, so the first parts, I think we just make it the same, right? So can everyone maybe copy down like this part of their code and just remove, just replace the chosen what chosen operation it said, say multiplication, just replace it with the following text.
Yeah. So what I'm doing, since it's always a good practice to actually name your variables correct. So I'll just rename the variables from x to y to from x and y to num1 and num2 since it's okay. Now you name now you make another.
Sorry, just 1 second. So everyone's done this, right?
No, wait.
Do I just copy that part down from your code and replace the operation that you had, say multiplication or division, replace that text with chosen operation?
Wait. 1 second. Okay.
Okay. By the way, just a bit of a tip or something you can use. Sometimes it becomes a little bit messy if all the code is just put together. So you can just print a blank line and it'll come up with a space. So if I just do this, it'll come up.
Or you can just put like a new line over here.
Yeah. So as you can see, it comes up with a space in the middle. So just maybe do that sometimes just to, make it look nice.
You can also like write like a backslash n at the end.
Yeah, but this is just, easier to remember. You can do it either way. So let's just do this for now. So I think everyone's done this. So okay. Do
Now
I?
you make another variable named
just-
operator.
Okay. No, I think okay. So before we type in the numbers, so we actually need to tell them what operations they can use. Or do you maybe want me to do this part and you can do like the if-else statements maybe?
Okay, sure, yeah.
Okay, so right now what we're gonna do is we're gonna list out a bunch of operations and we're gonna give them a corresponding number. So first, let's just print out addition, right? Let's put number 1 and put addition. And then we repeat this for every operation with a corresponding number. So right now, first we have addition, then we can put number 2 and we can make that subtraction. Now, the reason for this corresponding number, we'll just cover a little bit later. Then we can have 3, we can make that division. And right, we can make 4 multiplication. And we can maybe make a last one called, say, what can we make this? Exponents. So if we just quickly print this out, so if we quickly print this out, as you can see, let me just rerun this. As you can see, it says it lists out a bunch of operations. Now this, so the next thing we're going to do is let's just put a blank line. And what we do is we're going to ask them for an operator, right? So let's make this an input, and let's say operator, as I was saying before. Also, do you want to? Okay, yeah, no. So as I was saying before, we make a variable called operator, and we say we make it an input int, since we'll be using an integer. Input is, then we do this. So right now what we're going to ask them is what operation would you like to perform. So simple enough. And then in brackets we can type the corresponding number. Type in, enter the corresponding number. So can everyone just do this real quick? Yeah. So here what we're going to do is we're going to ask them for an operator, and we're going to be utilizing this soon enough, and Sabal will cover that. So everyone, please just quickly do this. Just type this in. Do you maybe, okay, no. Has everyone completed this? Oh wait, just one thing I'll quickly do. I'm just going to copy this code here. I'm not going to use it for now, but we'll use it eventually. So I think everyone's completed it. Sawad, maybe do you want to go on to the next part?
I'm still doing.
Sorry. Devanjana and Naneet, have you completed?
Yes.
Devanjana?
Just a few moments, please.
Okay. You can copy that. If you want, I'll just paste into the chat, just so we can finish in time, hopefully. So I'll paste all.
Why are you putting like a print with 2 empty brackets?
Okay, so as I said before, this is just so you can, so as you can see here, it puts a bit of a space just to make your code look neater. It's not necessary, it's just a bit of a more aesthetic thing, just to make your code look nicer. You don't have to do it, but you can do it. I pasted the whole code in the chat. Debanjana and Tua, maybe you can just copy it from there, so we can just speed up a little.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, so but you can get on to the next part just from here.
Yeah.
So after we've asked them for an operator and 2 numbers, we'll be utilizing those inputs, and Sabat using if else, and Sabat you can take over.
Thanks, Ekam. So now since you have 5 operations to perform, so you want to know which one the user has selected. So you have, in this case, you have to use a conditional statement. So you can write if operator. Now since you want to check a value, you write double equal to, and you type 1, and 1 basically means addition. So you're trying to check if the operator they selected is addition, then
Sabat, you can maybe copy that code at the bottom, and you can utilize it. Print the numbers you entered, X and Y.
Sure. Okay. Yeah. So then you want to make a new variable named sum, and you make a new variable named sum, and then you add num1 and num2. So num1 plus num2.
Sabat, can you just wait 1 second? I'll just come in a sec. Just continue like this.
So Ekam, I'll just continue till you come.
Okay, yeah, Sabad, you can continue. Yeah, Sabad. So you can just uncomment this code. And basically what we're going to do here is, as you guys saw in the previous code, we were basically telling them what numbers they printed, and when you perform your chosen operation, what happens. So in this case, Sabad, can you just replace X and Y? So does everyone understand this?
Yeah.
Okay, that's great. So now maybe Sabad, you can just copy this code and you can print it.
Yes, now you do the same thing for the other operators. So you use the elif.
Sabad, I think you can just copy the code and then just replace it in the.
I'm gonna do that right now.
Yeah, you can just copy the.
And then you can now, since most of the code is going to be the same, just copy it and then you can paste it. But then even if you copy, one thing you always have to be careful about, you have to all when you copy paste it, you have to double check your code so that you don't make any such mistakes and you don't forget to change something. So since the operator has changed, so you have to change the variable name.
The operation.
Yes.
Sabad, you forgot to change num1, the operation to minus.
See, so like this is exactly what happens. Sometimes you forget to change certain things.
Yeah. In the difference variable, you
Yeah.
change it to a subtraction sign. Yeah. So now you just have to copy this. I think maybe we can ask just everyone to do it for the rest of the variables.
Yeah. Everyone do it for the rest of the variables and then
The rest,
just
which are division, multiplication, and exponents.
yeah.
And then I guess we can just print it and test it out. And then, yeah, that should be it. So, Dua, I think this answers your question at the start, right? This is how you can use multiple functions. Yeah, that's great. Maybe everyone can just type in the final solutions on the chat privately to me or Sabad. Make sure just double check each block. And just don't stop the else statement. We just said you got to put that.
We can only write one more, which is else.
No, you can put multiple elif statements.
Actually, sorry, forgot to mention that. You can put multiple elif statements, but you can only put one if statement and one else statement. But then you can put multiple elif statements. Since the definition of an elif statement is specifying another condition. So there is no number to the number of conditions you can define.
There's just one other thing that Salvat will just cover in a couple of minutes, which is the other operators and how, say, you want to have the same outcome if two different conditions. So we'll just cover that later.
I think we can do the next class since we
It's short. It just takes a couple of minutes. We can just speed this up. Everyone, just keep in. Maybe we'll see how short we are done. We started about 5 minutes late.
Seems like it's a bit complicated also, and
Okay, I guess we can do that at the start of next class. That's okay. Everyone, just keep in mind you can just copy paste this code and just change up the required fields. Can you maybe raise your hand using the Zoom feature once you've finished, just so you know that you have? And just type in the chat to us as well.
What is the sign for division? Like
it's a backslash.
backslash. Okay. Thank you.
No problem.
You remember everyone knows the sign for exponents as well, right? It's a star 2 times.
Yeah, it's a double.
Because it's like repeat and multiplication. Please raise your hand once you've finished. Okay, nice, Devanjana. Devanjana, have you sent the code in the chat maybe to either one of us, so we can just review it and tell you if you made any mistakes? Privately.
I have to copy paste this entire code in the chat.
I think just copy the if-else statements, or the if-elif statements.
Okay.
And then we can just review it. Just tell us once you've sent it, so we can just check the chat. Navneet and Dua, are you guys doing fine, or do you have any questions?
No, I'm in the last
Have
one.
you received any codes? Since I have not received any.
I haven't either.
Okay.
She's probably just sending it now. Okay, I have received it. No, I meant Devanjana. Did you do the other ones as well? Like for the rest of the things, multiplication, division, and exponents?
Okay, I'll send you that too.
Okay.
Just a minute.
And by the way, Devanjana, there's just a misspelling. In operator, in the second statement, you've written operator. Just make sure you don't get any misspelling, since it can have an error.
I'm actually stuck with the else right now.
No, no need to do the else statements. We'll tell you what to put in the else statements. But if you've done if and
So in this case, the else statement can be you can write please enter one of the
or no, what you can do is you can just say invalid input.
Yeah, you can write that, and you can write invalid input. Please select from one of the listed operations.
Or
And then
in that case is please run the code again and choose one of the listed operation. Maybe we'll just type that in a second.
now see, there can be multiple that you can do in else.
I think the best statement is just invalid input, and they can run the code again if they want to and just fix it. We just write that.
When I run my code, it's saying syntax error, unexpected character after line continuation character.
Okay. Can you maybe send me a screenshot just so we can see what line it's? Okay. No. So can you send me your code maybe? Or just
okay. Okay.
Now just send us the code, and yeah.
We can just maybe it's like a mistake.
One sec. I'll just do it right now.
Just send it to either me or Sabat.
Should I? Okay. 1 minute.
Dua, are you doing fine now, or?
Yeah, I am.
Okay, just you've completed the if-elif statements, I think, right?
Yeah.
Just send it to us on the chat privately, either one of us.
I'm just going to check if it actually works.
Just run it just to confirm. Sabat, have you received any from Navneet?
No.
No. 1 minute. 1 minute.
Just copy the if-elif statements.
Yes. I'm doing it.
Okay. Yeah, Debanjana, this is okay. Yeah, that's just the fix. You forgot to change the operator. Can you do it for all of them and just send all of them like all of them together and then just send it at once?
Okay, I'll do that. Just a minute.
If anyone has any doubts, please ask us. Navneet, we haven't received it.
Yeah, I'm just give it. I don't know if you would get 1 minute. Did you get it
my
now?
mistake. I forgot.
Did you get it now?
Second.
Did you get it now?
Did you send it to me or Sabad?
I sent it to you.
I have not received it. Did you send it via the chat?
Yeah.
I have not received it.
Actually, by mistake, I forgot to put exponents.
Okay, just add that.
Okay.
What about now?
I'll just no. Sabad, have you received it? Oh no, I have. Oh, okay. It's a little bit. It's a little,
Oh, see.
and it's fine. I'll be able to fill it.
Can I just share it
Oh, Navneet.
using that? Can I just share it using the that forum?
Oh, Navneet. Here's a problem. There's
Okay.
spelling. In the exact last word, in division, you haven't put an I. So I think that's the issue. Just in division,
Oh, okay.
after the S, you didn't put the I. So just do that. And I think that should fix the problem because I do not see anything else.
I'm checking it.
Yeah, because the variable you've defined it as is a division.
No, it's saying it's again saying there's some sort of difference.
Can you send me the screenshot, maybe? Oh,
Can I just send you the exact same thing in that forum?
there's another problem in the variable where you define difference. You haven't put the N. It's different. ECE, differ ECE. I think that's a problem. Just add the N.
Navneet, could you just send it to me also?
I don't see any other issues.
Unless you Akam already found it.
Yeah, just run it. If it doesn't work, then just send it to Sabit. They
Fine, Akam. I think you've solved this problem. So it's fine.
okay. Devanjana and Dua, is it working for you?
I just checked one.
I just found some like other mistakes.
It's saying no.
Can you just repeat the exponent sign?
I'll just type it in the chat. It's this. Oh wait, sorry, I didn't send it to everyone. Yeah, I sent it to everyone now. Just copy that.
Okay.
No, it's not working. It's not coming.
Send me. Can you send me a screenshot of the error and send the code to Sabit as well?
Yes.
And it's you need to send it to me or Akam. So yeah, it's fine if you don't send it to both of us.
I think I'll probably just. I think maybe just a misspelling, because I don't see any problem. And send a screenshot as well, please, because that might be better.
I'll just give you to that forum. I think.
Okay, yeah, on the forum. Navneet, it's not only that, I need to figure out what the error is so I can look more specifically. So can you just send me a screenshot to Zoom chat, just so I can see specifically what the error is?
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll do that.
You figured out the mistake, or is it still there?
No.
Oh no, yeah. Now, Dua, how about you?
I'm trying it now.
How do you take a screenshot? How do you take a screenshot in Mac?
Command Shift 4, and then click and drag over the area that you want to screenshot. It should create like a shaded box.
Oh, can you just repeat? Command Shift
4. Click and drag across the area that you want to take a screenshot.
I'm getting a value error.
Okay, so when you're typing in, Dua, can you maybe send me your code as well to the chat?
I wrote my operation as multiplication, then it's giving me error.
Oh, no, Dua. As you can see here, you're supposed to put the corresponding number.
Yeah.
The number that corresponds. So if you want multiplication, you put a 4. So that's what the error is. That's what Vanjana, everyone just try to finish. Navneet, okay, you send me a message. Let me just open it.
1 minute. Just giving you the last screenshot.
Dua, I think you sent it.
I just sent it to you.
Is this supposed to happen? Like, as soon as you provide another number, then it's telling process finished with exit code.
Dua, can you?
Yes, it's supposed. I think it's supposed to happen. Yes, it is supposed to happen.
Oh yeah, that's because we did not do the answer part.
Did you print out the result, like what's in my interview box? Okay, Devanjana. Wait, who is? Yeah, that was Devanjana that sent it.
Actually, I did not print out the result.
Exactly. So just copy this code and print it out. I think I just. Okay, I think I might have to ask everyone to do this as homework since we're going like 5-6 minutes overboard. So is it fine if everyone can complete his homework and just ask us any questions you have on WhatsApp? Oh, Debanjana, by the way, in your code, you made all of them as 2. So make sure you just change the numbers to 3.
Like in ascending order, like in each operation, like 3 and then 4, like that.
Exactly. So basically, if you put operator is equal to 2, you have the same condition, right? So it's only going to go to the first one. You're not seeing if they do division or multiplication. So just do it like that. And also, I think your order is flipped. It should be in your as I see here, multiplication is actually number 4. So and division is number 3. So just keep that in mind. Okay.
I think there was a mistake, in copying and pasting.
Okay, yeah, maybe. So I think everyone can maybe put it on the. I just make a homework thing on the forum.
Yeah, Akam just made one.
Yeah, I'll just.
Ekam, did you get it? Did you get it?
Can everyone? Sorry, first of all, Sabad was saying something. Sabad, you made it? Did you make a?
No, I was saying that Akam will make Akam, if you could make one.
Okay, I will.
Akam, I sent it. Is it correct?
You are through the chat?
Yeah.
I haven't checked the chat. Let me just check it.
I'll also send it.
Navneet. Okay. Navneet, Navneet,
Screenshot.
Did you send a screenshot privately or in the message?
Yeah.
I'm confused about where you sent.
Navneet sent a code to me.
Okay.
It's in the forum. It's in the forum. Like privately. I sent it to you privately.
Yes. Yeah. So Navneet sent it to me privately.
Okay. Dua, for sure, your code I think just stopped in the middle because there wasn't enough space. But as far as I see, it's correct. I'll make a post and you can put it onto the forum. Is that fine with you?
Okay. But how do we make how will the answer come?
Okay, so the answer will come out in this format. As you can see, the numbers you entered were num1 and num2, and then you add them together, you get, and then you print out the answer.
Yeah, but I'm not getting that.
Okay. Wait one second. No, because you just added this, right? So run it again, put in 2 numbers, and it should give you the input. Navneet, about your thing, I don't see it. Wait, let me.
I don't think there's an error in Navneet's code.
Where is it?
I will send you the screenshot. Screenshot if you can see.
I saw it. Did you? It's not indented. That's the thing.
No, that shouldn't be the
I have another question. What do you mean by?
Yes.
What was your error?
Okay. Do I just let
so
and then
it's saying something like this. Syntax error, unexpected character after line continuation character.
Okay, has it given you a line number? Could you just paste the error message in the chat, like the whole message, the whole error message on the chat?
Yeah, I found it. It is saying something like division is equal to num1 backslash num2. Then there is some sort of thing.
It's not. Is it backslash? I think it's backslash.
It is backslash.
It's backslash? I don't think it is. Let me just check. And we
Oh
could,
no, yeah, it is backslash.
no, I'm not 100% sure. No, because it's not the slash that he's put, I think.
I'm just saying it's this one.
No,
The
I,
one I just said in chat. It's that.
You said you posted the
Oh,
chat. Can't
I
find
did
it.
something else. I did something else.
just one
Like,
second.
You
yeah,
put the wrong
now
one.
it's-
I think so.
Yeah,
yeah, I put the wrong one.
you put the wrong slash. Dua, yeah, you were saying, I just upload it, yeah.
I have two questions. One, what is corresponding number? And two, I can't see that
The
homework.
number is a number that matches. And for the exercise, I'm going to add that.
What do you mean like by number that matches?
Like you written one is addition, right? So
Yeah.
one dot addition, two
Yeah.
dot subtraction. So the one and the two in that is the corresponding number.
Oh, okay.
Okay,
I think
Debra, do you have any questions? They mentioned about your code, by the way, it works. Yeah, it works. Just one thing, just run it, and everyone, first of all, just finish this as homework. Whatever part you have left, finish it as homework. If you have run your code just to check if it works, and I'll make somewhere we upload it, and I'll just make it like right after the class.
Oh, okay. I got my mistake. It's just that I did not understand what is corresponding number.
And if you have any questions, please feel free to text us just so we can fix your problems. And because we're going a little bit overboard, so we have to end the class now. So I don't think anyone has any questions before leaving, right?
Ekam, you can stop recording.
Yeah. Okay.